Welcome, everybody, to Great Crossing High School for tonight's boys basketball game. We've got the Warhawks on the Bird's Nest Broadcasting Network for the first time in 2021-22 the season. This is game 2 for them as they will take on South Oldham. The Dragons come in. This is their season opener, but the Warhawks picked up a 67-50 win on Tuesday over West Jessamine. That avenged a couple of losses they've suffered against the Colts in the past, so that's progress for a young program. Good atmosphere in here tonight. The band is cranked up, the music is going, and we are expecting a good one. I am Cal Oakes here with Mr. Mark Walls. And Mark, you were here the other night and saw that game. What did you see, and what are you expecting out of this one?
Well, the Great Crossings came out and shot the ball really well, 45% from the field, 36% from threes. The only negative probably was the 62% free throw shooting. So they shot the ball extremely well, which will be important for them going forward but the thing for me tonight, when you look at South Oldham coming in here, they play 11 seniors on the roster out of 14 total players they've got dressed tonight. So to me, the question is the physicality of juniors and seniors playing freshmen and sophomores. So I want to see if Great Crossings will stand up and take that punch and punch back, which I fully expect them to do because they've got size and they've got length, Cal. And like I said, that's a good combination at the high school level.
Coach Steve Page expects South Oldham to start 5 seniors. A couple of them are already committed to play in college. So this is a team with some talent. They handled Great Crossing pretty handily on their home court last year. This is the return engagement. And as we said, it's their opening night. So sometimes that can help you if the other team has a few of those opening night jitters and you've already got your first game underneath your feet.
Yeah, that should help. And like I said, Great Crossings came out and, like I said, shot the ball so well. Their confidence is going to be up with shooting the basketball. And like I said, it's going to be interesting to watch how they match up. I really would like to see Great Crossings establish inside out with Dawson and Moreno on the inside. They looked really well against the 2-3 zone that Jessamine played the other night, running a high-low game, which was pretty impressive with Dawson at the free throw line and Moreno on the block. You had to pick your poison, what you wanted to deal with. And then, of course, you've got Jeremiah Godfrey coming in off the bench at 6'6". So, again, they've got size. And like I said, that's going to be interesting to see how they match up.
Let's talk a little bit about what everybody saw the other night in that win. Janias Burrell scored 21 points. He hit 4 threes. We mentioned the 5 seniors for South Oldham. This is a Great Crossing team that starts 3 freshmen. Now, that's a little deceiving because 2 of them have reclassified under that Senate Bill 128 that allows them to repeat a year because of COVID. So Janias Burrell, one of those freshmen, along with Trey Dawson, who had another big night in addition. He had, I believe, 16. He was 7 for 11 from the floor. And then you've got the third freshman, a true freshman, if you will, 6'10", maybe 7 feet with the hair and the sneakers, Malachi Marino. 12 points and established a single-game record with 14 rebounds. Now, of course, last year as an 8th grader, he scored 33 points in a game, so he owns that record as well in this program already. And as you and I were talking off the air, there's kind of that mix and match you've got so many shooters on this team, and some more that we'll get to in this pregame, but you've got such a weapon that other teams don't have in Malachi Marino that I think you've got to find ways to get him in the offense as much as you possibly can.
Well, you can, and the thing that Malachi does really well, especially this early in his career, he doesn't have a problem fanning the ball back out. So if you can get them to collapse, I mean, at some point the other night against West Jessamine, they had all 5 guys in the paint. So, it's been a long time since I had to shoot a basketball, but it was a heck of a lot easier when nobody was guarding you versus somebody being in your face. And I think that's why I would like to see them establish that inside, because that just makes the shooters have that much more efficiency because, again, it's a lot easier to shoot with nobody guarding you.
It's going to be a lights-out situation for the likes of Janias Burrell, who we know can make that shot. Ty Skierman, who has the school record of 7 threes in a game. He tends to be hot or cold, but when he makes one, there's usually 2, 3, and 4 behind that. And Carson Walls had a good night the other night, 10 points, and he's capable of sticking that outside shot as well. So there's going to be some weapons that are going to reap the benefits of Malachi Marino's presence. And as you said, Malachi, much like his big brother or older brother, an unselfish player and one that lifts up the level of everybody around him. So that's something we all look forward to in these years ahead. We mentioned Walls and Skierman are the senior leaders on this team. Some other guys you might want to watch for. Tyquan Stakelin has played a pretty good role off the bench here in the preseason and the early season. Jeremiah Godfrey's another long one. He's 6'6", gives them another weapon inside. If they can sometimes go with that really big front court, that always just opens it up even more.
Yeah, a couple of practices, inter-squad scrimmages, I got the opportunity to look at, and when you put him and Moreno on the blocks, man, it's sitting here thinking it looks like small college. I mean, it's not high school when you put them two down there together. So Coach Page has got a great situation because he can match up with anybody. Not everybody can match up with him. That's a pretty good way to play chess.
That is a good. You're one move ahead of everybody in that situation.
Yeah, you get to dictate what you want to do.
Last year's leading scorer for South Oldham is back, Ben Michelle, 14.2 points per game. They've got some three-point shooting weapons on this roster as well. Cole Davis, another one you want to watch for, 13.9 points per game last year. He hit 32 threes. That was the most on the team. When you look at not Zach Dolan, Christian Veers is one that also was a factor last year. He was 3.9 points per game. You go up and down the list. Murphy Cuvillian, that's another senior who has played a role on the team in the past. Ian Von Felt, senior. Ben Dickinson, senior. This is a senior-dominated group, and as we went down the list for Great Crossing, you might have noticed not a whole lot of that word on the roster.
Yeah, and Cal, the one thing over the years that when you watch South Oldham and how they've set their culture and their program, they share the basketball well. I mean, they tend to pass it around and hit the open man and understand the game. So it doesn't surprise me when you read off the stats how balanced they are, because they're going to take advantage of the mismatches and the overplay, I think, and get it to the open man. So, like I said, it's going to be a really true test because, Great Crossings has got the talent. They just need to match up physically and be ready to play against this older team.
And much like Great Crossing, South Oldham, of course, from a very competitive part of the state. You say Oldham and you think of Oldham County. It's been to a couple of Final Fours the last few years. So it's if you're putting together a winning program at South Oldham, you're doing something right. We've got the anthem coming up here, and then we will get to the starting lineups. Welcome back, Cal Oaks, along with Mark Walls. Thank you for joining us on the Bird's Nest Broadcasting game of the night. It's the second of three this week. Tomorrow night's installment we'll get our first look at the Scott County girls as they host Frederick Douglass in a key district matchup. We were talking off the air. It's tough to play those district games early, but that's another case of one that's going to take place this week, and it's good prep for it's upon us already. The Toyota Classic is next week, Mark.
That's a little hard to get used to, Cal. It's historically been, right there before the district tournament to get your time. So it's a little hard when they come around and start passing out the advertising stuff, and you're looking at it in December. It's like, whoa, this ain't right.
It's always either been before or after the Martin Luther King holiday in January. So you're talking mid to late January, and now that date. I think probably designed to eventually expand the tournament and get more teams involved. You see a lot of these big Christmas time tournaments can attract up to 16 or even more teams and just become a big bonanza. And that certainly there is the potential for that here. So we look forward to what's coming in the future years. Cole Davis being introduced as a starter for South Oldham. Alex King. We mentioned another senior, Ian Von Felt. Ben Dickinson. And they've got those green numbers on the black jersey that are so much fun to read. Murphy Kuvillian is the 5th starter. For the Great Crossing Warhawks, you'll have Trey Dawson, second-year freshman. Janias Burrell, second-year freshman. Carson Walls, senior. Ty Skierman, senior. And true freshman Malachi Marino, the 6'10 center. Will be your starting 5 for the Warhawks up against the Dragons of South Oldham tonight. One thing about this gym, it doesn't take much to feel like it's loud and full.
That goes pretty good, man. It does get you kind of excited though, because you didn't have this last year with the crowds being somewhat limited. So
no, you certainly didn't have a band last year, and it was basically limited to friends and family and very, very close friends, mostly family, moms and dads for the most part last year. So it's good to see this opened up a little bit more. And it kind of gives it a sense of fullness because they put all the fans on one side for the most part, although we've got a few people down below us here, up in the bird's nest, as it were.
No pun intended, right?
It's going to be a good one tonight. We will see what Great Crossing has in store for this senior-dominated team.
Ball boys, Spencer Hansen, Chase Yoda, the bookkeeper, Ron Turnwood, and on the top, Joe Campbell.
Marino, of course, will jump it against Ben Michelle, 6'6", senior. And that certainly looks like more than a 4-inch advantage. So you can decide how tall you think Malachi is at this point. They list him at 6'10". His mom says he's measured 7 feet in sneakers. We'll go with that for recruiting purposes. Of course, they win the jump. Burrell with the ball. Drives it quickly to the hole. Around the rim, no good, but Marino right there for the attempted putback. He'll get fouled and go to the line.
Yeah,
14 seconds in.
That's a great drive by Janias. I mean, that was
when they leave the door open for you, you might as well take it. And he's been trying to talk to both Janias and Trey, has Coach Steve Page, about being aggressive and taking what the defense gives you in that regard. Marino leaves the first free throw short. He's been an up and down streaky free throw shooter for sure. I believe he might have been 6 for 9 the other night, if memory serves. Indeed, he was. He's 0 for 2 here, and South Oldham grabs the rebound. Kuvillian comes up with it. You dish it over to Michelle. Drive toward the baseline. Little fadeaway from Michelle is no good. Rebound. Burrell comes down with it. Quickly up to Skierman. Skierman back to Burrell.
And they didn't see much man-to-man the other night, so this is going to be interesting to watch them play against this man-to-man defense.
Getting a different look than they saw from the Colts of West Jessamine. And this is expected to be an upgrade in terms of the level of the opponent tonight for sure. Patient offensive set. Dawson will take it to the right elbow. Now he throws a pass that's a little too much mustard for Walls and is intercepted. Comes back the other way. A minute gone, no score.
Yeah, Trey needs to go up with that shot. He's big enough and strong enough that he can shoot that over top of the defender at that 5 to 6 foot range.
Turnabout is fair play as the pass comes in a little too hot for King and goes off his fingertips. Ball goes back to Great Crossing. 6:47 remaining. Opening quarter, no score. Burrell, the point guard. Dribbles around the top, now finds Skierman inside to Marino. Marino gets it partially blocked, but he's fouled on the way up too. We'll go back to the line. As you said, that's going to be there pretty much whenever the Warhawks want it. There's not much way that a kid 6'5" or 6" can defend Malachi Marino.
No, but this is where Malachi's got to make him pay. He's got to hit the free throws.
They can do the hack-a-shack philosophy with him if they choose. He does make the first one here, so he's 1 for 3 and puts Great Crossing on the board to break this scoreless tie. 88 seconds into this one.
Nathan Turo comes in the game for South Oldham, making his first appearance.
Marino 1 for 4 from the line. Rebound comes down to King. Long pass, incomplete, out of bounds. Great crossing.
Yeah, I believe that went off Tony Coletta's foot. Almost kept it in bounds. But I think you're seeing a little of the first game jitters that we thought about. But South Oldham, seems to be in just a little bit more of a hurry than what you would expect.
Walls with a head fake, but he traveled. So a lot of turnovers both ways here early. 1-0 Warhawks. Yeah, if you're Great Crossing, you'd like to take advantage of this little shaky start for South Oldham, but they haven't been able to.
Yeah, because they're going to settle down.
They will. Looked like it could have been a walk, but they passed up on that. Marino blocks the shot. It stays with South Oldham as it goes off of Skierman and Dawson were fighting for it.
And how frustrating can that be for the shooter when you think you've got open spot and he just covers so much ground by taking 1.5 steps?
He's going to block shots in the paint, and he's going to block shots on the wing. There's no question about it with the wingspan he has. That pass, speaking of wingspan, deflected by Skierman out of bounds into the kettle.
You gotta like the intensity that Great Crossing's playing with. They're getting a lot of deflections, and they're really playing hard on the defensive end of the floor right now.
Those deflections are a big buzzword for Coach Dudley Mattingly, who's come over this year. He used to love to chart those at Scott County, and I'm sure he's going to do the same here with Great Crossing. That's a nice pass inside, blocked by Marino, and rebounded. Gets it away to Burrell. Burrell to Skierman on the right wing for 3. In and out, but the putback. Little stick back for Marino, just tapped it in, 3-0.
Yeah, that's just amazing. To be able to play on the wing or out on the floor, knowing that you got him protecting the rim, you can be aggressive all day long, knowing he's going to clean it up on the inside.
If you look up rim protector in the dictionary, there's Malachi's picture smiling at you. He'll come out to try to block that 3. It's no good, but rebounded by South Oldham. Von Felt came down with it. Now they'll get a deep 3. That's short. Skierman with the rebound. South Oldham nothing doing offensively for the first 3 minutes of this one. Skierman will get it to Burrell, and the Warhawks will set it in the half court. 3-0 early. Marino with all 3 for the Warhawks. Dawson with the ball. Gets it to Skierman for another 3 up top. Short. Rebound Marino. Post up. Foul on the floor. He got pushed by Nathan Turo. Turo's a junior. We mentioned this is a senior-dominated rotation as another player will check in. Ben Dunkel, he's a junior as well, 6'2", 175. Pretty deep are the Dragons. There's a lob from Walls to Marino. Can't get the little catch and shoot to go down, and it will go off of Walls to the Dragons.
Going to be interesting to see how long South Oldham stays in this man-to-man, because there's 3 team fouls, and Marino's generated all 3.
Nice cut and a pass and a lay-in for Turo.
That's a nice backdoor cut.
Little Princeton play there to get South Oldham on the board, 3-2, 4:20 remaining first quarter. Burrell with a strong take, too strong off the glass, but Walls tips the rebound to Marino. Good ball movement inside to Dawson. Floater is good from short range, 5-2.
Nice pass from Marino. Looking for his partner on the block.
Marino, soft hands and good awareness. We're going to be raving about him in so many areas. That ball passed dangerously. Marino was there, and it went off the foot of Turo. Back to the Warhawks, 5-2. Great Crossing on top, 3:52 and running, first quarter. Janias Burrell, guarded by Alex King. That's stolen away, a bad pass taken away by Cole Davis. And kind of the soft jam at the end of it for Davis.
Yeah,
5-4.
They're starting to settle in a little bit.
We said it's a matter of time. Burrell and 1. Another nice strong take by Janias, who will have the chance for the traditional three-point play.
Fouls on Alex King.
King's first, the team's 4th. Still no fouls called on the Warhawks as of yet. Jeremiah Godfrey will check in. Ty Skierman will sit down. The first substitution for Great Crossing. Burrell at the line with a 7-4 lead, trying to make it 8-4. 21 points the other night. As his first two of this one, Marino with the putback. It's as good as a 4-point play after the missed free throw, and it's 9-4. Marino's got 5. Timeout, South Oldham.
30-second timeout. Charge to South Oldham.
3:25 to play in the first quarter. Malachi Marino has owned this game so far, Mark.
Yes, he has. And like I said, he's dominating on both ends of the floor for Great Crossings. And that's what you want to see on the big guy. And you know, he's cleaning the boards down on the defensive end. And on the offense, he's crashing. And South Oldham's not doing a very good job. As a senior Layton team, you think they'd understand blocking out. But, you know, coach has got to be upset with them a little bit because they're not doing a very good job of trying to keep him off the boards right now.
No, the only way you can really battle that is fundamentals, the size disadvantage that you're at.
Now, here's a mismatch.
A drive, but a foul on the floor. That'll be the first one on the Warhawks.
That's going to be on Malachi, I believe.
Yeah, they're going to get Malachi for the handsy foul out front.
Yeah, and he'll pick up on that, but he's got to be smart enough to give that point guard some room because with his length, he can't shoot over top of him. He doesn't need the pressure that much.
Baseline drive and reverse layup attempt by Davis is no good. Godfrey comes down with a rebound and gets it away to Stakelin, who's in the game. Taekwon Stakelin.
We got our bookends in right now. That's going to be interesting to watch.
The tall lineup. Ralph Sampson and Hakeem Olajuwon, right?
Yeah.
That's a nice drive and a dish, but it's blocked, and it will stay with South Oldham. But we mentioned them, and they came in at the same time there and disrupted that shot. Probably will be credited to Marino again.
Yeah, Malachi got it. There were a couple of great Warhawks there, but it was Malachi that got it up top.
9-4, under 3 minutes remaining in this first quarter. South Oldham has been cold early and has turned it over a bunch of times. Very active, Great Crossing defense to this point. There's a drive and an awkward attempt at the layup. Rebound bounces around to Stakelin. And here comes Great Crossing with it.
Gage Richardson in the game.
Gage, another one of those freshmen, and he can light it up from the outside if they leave him open. Godfrey had the ball disrupted, recovered it, and got it to Richardson cutting underneath for the reverse layup. And as if on cue, Gage gets on the board, 11-4.
He had a tough night the other night. It's good to see him get one go. He was 0 for 5 the other night.
There's a up and under on a strong take from Davis, who has 4 points, 4 of the 6 for South Oldham. Dawson leads with his forearms, going to get called for an offensive foul. That'll be his first and the team's second. 1:55 to play, first quarter. Great Crossing leads South Oldham 11-6. Checking in for South Oldham is Tate Holbrook, 5'10 junior. So they've gone at least 8 deep to this point, as have the Warhawks. Marino, defense up top, making them think a little bit. Now there's the drive. He disrupts that shot on the drive, and coming down with a rebound once again is Dawson.
Yeah, and Taekwon Stakelin made a nice play right there because he ended up taking up the penetration and made him work a little harder on the drive.
Stakelin with the drive and the left-handed hook.
Speaking of my man.
You just mention guys and they do things. It's great. Keep talking about these kids off the bench. Get to mention Godfrey next. We'll get him a dunk. That's a three-pointer that's left short. The rebound comes down to Godfrey. See, it's contagious. Up ahead to Dawson. Stakelin thought about the three. Now he head fakes and drives, but he can't get the kind of the floating layup to fall. He probably could have squared his body a little bit had the time. In traffic, they're going to get a foul there. We'll see who it's on, Marino or Richardson.
That'd be 2 on Malachi.
No, they're going to get Richardson, so that's a break.
That's a break. That is a break.
Final minute of this first quarter, 43.8 seconds remaining. Warhawks by 7. Dragons at the line for 2. First one's in and out. The shooter is Ben Dunkley. Marino to the sideline for a breather. They missed both free throws. Dawson rebounds. Good first quarter for the Warhawks as they're down to the final 35 seconds. Lead by 7. Burrell to Stakeland, drives the baseline, now kicks it back to Burrell for an open 3, rolls off, no good.
That's good ball movement, though.
Definitely the shot you wanted. Good ball movement there by South Oldham, and that'll get them a 3 that's in and out. So they stay cold. Godfrey, the rebound, gets it away to Burrell. Time to set up the final shot of the opening quarter. 7 seconds, 6. Burrell way up top. Now he'll drive the key. Bounce pass inside, kicked. I think they're going to get a foul with 2 seconds left.
It's kind of a bailout right there.
Yep. We're going to get that on Von Felt.
That's his third, if I'm right.
That is 3 on him, and it's 5 on the team.
I think Janais kind of overthought himself right there. He had the layup, and it's right to look for your teammate coming across, but I'm not for sure that he didn't give up a freebie.
OB underplay with 2 seconds left is prime time for Malachi Marino, and I think South Oldham knows that. You can see the defense, and they're going to get Malachi for the offensive foul, which is what they were baiting him with.
He'd have been okay. He just extended that arm. Once he extended that arm, it was an easy call.
Kid that's about a foot shorter than he was all over him.
Yeah, it's a situation where they're just going to get up and under him. He's just got to learn to stand there.
That's going to be an obstacle here as he will sit down with his second and probably miss some or all of the second quarter as a result. Baseball pass intercepted by Walls, who will fire at the buzzer off the front of the rim, almost hit from 60. Good quarter, as we said, for Great Crossing, and will put a 13-6 lead in the books after 1. South Oldham, we don't have the stats in front of us. I think we've got a runner coming up with them, but I'm going to guess about 3 for 15.
Yeah, they've had that opening game jitters you mentioned in the pregame. They haven't shot it real well and kind of speeded up a little bit. Some of that's due to Great Crossings. Like I said earlier, they've done really well playing man-to-man defense tonight and putting some pressure. So I think first creating jitters and that pressure is kind of speeding them up a little bit.
They are 3 for 14, so I was close.
County looks like they're coming back with Walls and Skierman, Burrell, Godfrey, and Richardson. So more of a traditional lineup. Giving Vince Nelson a rest along with Marino with 2. South Oldham's will put the ball in play.
And here we go, second quarter. South Oldham down 7, trying to get something together offensively. Bounce pass to the foul line. Now the drive. They designed a good play there, but couldn't get the rebound to fall. But Godfrey throws it away. Pull-up three-pointer after the steal is good. And that's not what you want if you're Great Crossing. Christian Veers.
Yeah, that was a giveaway right there. That was too easy.
Burrell has it knocked away. It will stay with the Warhawks as it went off of Holbrook. Inbound from Skierman to Burrell. Finds Richardson, closely guarded, spins away toward the basket. Nice effort by Gage to draw the foul and get to the line.
And that's Dunkel that got picked up the foul. So that's 16 fouls there.
This is the first.
Yeah. It was a nice take by Gage off of the dribble, though, because if they get up on you, you've got to be able to put the ball on the floor and get around them. It'll free up the jump shot here later. Second one's a
missed
little
them both. Three-point attempt for the Dragons. Back rim, no good. Rebound bounces around to Richardson, who's in the open floor. Bounce pass to Skierman, and they will reset.
There's a roll.
Inside to Godfrey
Nice
is
play.
good. Nice effort there to get the ball inside to the big man and get him his first 2 of the night. Good balance here for the Warhawks. 6 different players have scored. Now there's a steal from Richardson. 2-on-1 to Burrell. He's going to get called for the offensive foul.
Oh, not for sure.
That
about
was
but
coming in late, too.
Yeah. Looked like that was underneath the basket. It's a nice steal, though, and look up by Richardson.
Richardson very active at both ends of the floor here and playing with a lot of confidence, as you said. Maybe a shaky opening night, but he's got the feet under him tonight.
Yeah, it's amazing what happens when that first one goes in. Everything seems to get a little better. I was going to say that pick and roll.
That's intercepted by Godfrey.
And it almost turns around and gives it right back. But
South Oldham turned it over 4 times in the opening quarter, and they are staying at that pace in this one. That's good news for the Warhawks, who are getting it done defensively.
You know, that high pick and roll has been around a long time, Cal, and it still works. Nice.
And there's the pass from Walls that will send Godfrey to the line as the 7th foul of the half. It'll be a shooting foul, though, so it'll be 2.
Number 22, Toro is second.
Toro's got 2. As we mentioned, Von Felt already with 3 and sitting for the duration of this half.
Great Crossings will be shooting the bonus the rest of the half, so they've got to make them pay with putting them on the line.
Marino currently sitting with 2 for the Warhawks. Richardson checks out. Now we've got a timeout. South Oldham, 16-9 your score. Great Crossing on top, 6:35 to play in the first half. The band bringing the atmosphere tonight.
Pretty good crowd there. I think there's a little bit more people the other night against West Jessamine. I don't know what's going on in town. Of course, it's always tough December with Christmas schedules.
Got a doubleheader at Georgetown College. I don't know how
that'll affect some, yes.
Men will be playing. If they haven't tipped off already, they will be shortly. Godfrey makes the second after the timeout, so 17-9. The bench has produced 8 points so far.
Yep. Got another local boy come home to coach. Rodney Haddock's joining Coach Briggs' staff.
That's a great addition.
Yes, it is.
3-point attempt by South Oldham. Back rim, no good. Burrell the rebound, and they'll get a foul, and there'll be another more free throws. As you said, they're in the bonus.
That's Cole Davis, his first, but that's going to be the 8th. And he saved a sure layup. He's going to make Burrell make the free throws.
Yeah, that was a smart foul. This is a team that has struggled in the past from the line and maybe in the present a little bit as well, depending on who we're talking about.
First one's up, just
bounces around, no good.
Other team puts you in the bonus this early. You've got to
take advantage. There's a lot of things they have not taken full advantage of yet here. If you're Great Crossing, this lead could be a lot wider. You've got to think that South Oldham's going to make a run. There's another 3-pointer that is way off the mark. Skierman with the rebound, gets it away to Dawson. Dawson surveys the scene, gets it back to Skierman. Skierman signaling to Burrell. Now they'll switch, and it'll be off Burrell's foot for a backcourt violation.
Yep.
A little miscommunication there.
Yeah, and I don't think he realized that that was going to be off of him. It's going to be over and back. I think he thought it was going to be able to pick it up.
South Oldham ball. They are stuck in single digits, down 17-9 with 5:35 remaining in the half. There's a pass inside. They'll kick it for a 3-pointer. That's been the MO with the 3 points. It's been hot and cold, but there's Veers with his second to cut it to 5.
Yeah, and I was just sitting there thinking that, South Oldham's got to feel pretty good. That lead's not been stretched, and Marino's on the ground on the bench.
Sturman double team gets it taken away. 3-on-1. Walls disrupted it momentarily, but it's still an easy layup as a nice dish, and we'll get a timeout from Steve Page. Veers scored on the end of it again, and just that quickly, it's down to a 3-point game.
Yeah, and like I said, South Oldham, you had to feel pretty good with Marino on the bench and only down by that single-digit lead. And like I said, they've been able to make a little run here without him on the floor. But I'm not sure Coach Page can afford to put him back in this early.
No.
As long as it's close, he can let him sit. Don't want to pick up that third.
I want to thank you all for joining us. We're still working some things out on the NFHS network side of things, so hopefully you're hearing us on the Georgetown News Graphic YouTube platform. We've got the audio for you, and you can maybe match them up the best you can for now.
Little 2-3 zone coming out of timeout. Let's see how Great Crossings adjust.
Dawson. Good defense here in this second quarter by South Oldham, but they find the open man as Dawson cuts along the baseline, and Godfrey finds him, and that'll be 2 more free throws. And after this, it'll be the double bonus. 4:54 remaining second quarter.
Bears picks up his first. That's just great ball movement from that high-low. I thought for a minute getting trapped in the corner was going to hurt us, but we were able to get it out. And like I said, that high-low action reminds you of Jack Givens and Rick Roby playing the 78 finals.
Love that old school basketball. As Dawson too strong on the first free throw, and free throws remain an issue for this Warhawks team. They were hovering between 50 and 60% a lot of last year. Misses both here. Godfrey fights hard for the rebound, but throws it away. Walls will get back on defense to disrupt it a little bit again, but the great ball movement on the break. And Veers has all 10 points this quarter for South Oldham, who has cut it to 1 with 4:38 remaining in the second period.
The other night there, Dawson goes at the high post. This is what they ran that was so good the other night against West Jessamine, was that high-low.
Here's another turn. Oh, nope, they'll get it. They'll catch a break. As touching it on the way by was Davis. And it went into the South Oldham bench, and it will stay with Great Crossing. 4:27 remaining. 17-16, Warhawks on top, second quarter. Christian Martin, who made the game-winning layup in the JV game, is checked in. He will make the nice pass to Dawson. Short left elbow jumper.
That's that high-low. That's where he killed West Jessamine the other night.
Important to break the streak there, break the run of 7-0. But there is just as quickly Veers with a 3. He has all 13 points this second quarter, and it is tied up, 19 apiece, midway through this second period. Walls tried to make the pass off the South Oldham player's leg, and it went off his foot instead.
Yeah, he made the mistake of catching it when it came back. That just was pure reaction. Hit the South Oldham's guy's leg, and comes right back at him, and he just instinctively caught the ball.
Didn't have time to duck out of the way.
Richardson comes in to replace Walls.
South Oldham with a chance to take the lead for the first time. Falls to the floor, but recovers and gets it to Davis. Kettle wanted a traveling call, but I think he maintained his dribble the whole time. Good defense to stop the baseline drive for Godfrey, but there's another three-point attempt and a rainbow.
I think that's Cole.
That Cole Davis, indeed. Finally, someone else other than Veers gets on the board, and it is a three-point Dragon lead. Richardson will try to tie it back up, and he does.
That's a big shot for Gage.
Gage steps right up with 3:17 to play in the quarter, 22 apiece.
That's a big answer for Great Crossings.
Gage Richardson, the freshman, now with 5 points. Matches Marino for the team high. Godfrey has 4. Dawson has 4. That ball's kicked. Are they going to get a foul?
They're actually going to get Janias on
They
the
are
foul.
going to get Janias.
I'm not sure about that, but
The second personal and the 6th on the team, so you're getting a lot of guys with 2 fouls here. Testing the depth as Stakelin will check in. So now you've got Stakelin, Richardson, Dawson, Godfrey, and Martin on the floor. 3 minutes to play, first half. Cole Davis tries to dribble away from Stakelin. dishes it to the corner, a little give and go. Nice work, nice hustle by Richardson. Can't keep it and save it, so it'll stay with the Dragons.
I always get nervous when you try to save it underneath the other team's basket.
It can be an easy, uncontested layup out of it, for sure.
Usually comes up to mean the bad things.
The threes have been falling for South Oldham. That one doesn't, but good effort on the strong side for the rebound for Davis.
Yep, that was a nice follow. Right
Veers and Davis have combined for 22 of the 24 points. South Oldham leads once again. Bounce pass from Martin to Godfrey. Martin's just passed the ball extremely well, both the last couple of times down the floor. Godfrey with a team high 6. There's the drive and the kick.
That's first.
3-pointer is no good.
That's Veers' first miss.
It's about time. There's another 3-pointer, no good. Martin will come down with a rebound, but almost threw it away. Stakelin recovers. Little hesitation dribble. Spinning toward the baseline. Floater is good. Gets it to roll in. Stakelin with 4 points off the bench. Bench getting it done here. Great crossing back in front. Now a steal for Richardson. Richardson to Stakelin in the corner. Stakelin bounce pass to Dawson. He gets fouled, and it will be a double bonus situation.
Be the first on Joe Downs.
And at some point, Great Crossing's got to take advantage of these free throws.
You know, Stakelin's a player that's just improved year after year after year since he's been here.
They are going to need him. They've lost Daquise Brown, no longer enrolled at Great Crossing, from what I heard today. So that shortens up the bench a little bit as Dawson makes the first free throw.
Well, you got that depth. I mean, you can play hard all the time and run about 8, 9 guys in. That's a luxury, again, most high schools don't have.
Misses the second. Rebound comes down to Julian Miles, 27-24. Great Crossing back on top. They've scored the last 5 and lead by 3. Drives into traffic, now kicks for another open 3, and it's good. Joe Downs. They've got no shortage of guys that can stick it from out there. 27 up, 90 seconds to play in the half. It's turned into a good one here after a slow start. Martin, short jumper. Can't get it to roll in off of Dawson's fingertips. And the dead ball rebound to South Oldham.
Great Crossing's got to do a little bit better job stopping penetration, because what they're doing is driving it and just kicking it back out to the 3-point line.
Another 3-point attempt. Rainbow is good from the right corner.
That's the freshman, Julian Miles, I believe, for South Oldham.
Unbelievable, the number of guys they've got. Now it's blocked. Godfrey recovers. Nice dish. And one for Richardson. Chance to tie it up. Gage Richardson's had himself a half.
That was on Murphy Cuban.
Cuvillian?
I'm sorry, they switched it to Davis.
Okay, well, that is his second. And the 3-point play completed for Gage Richardson, who has 8 to lead the Warhawks. 30 apiece, 1 minute to play, first half. And the scoring pace has picked up dramatically, Mark. There's the drive for Davis, blocked. Dawson got a piece. Martin comes away with it quickly, but he traveled.
Took that extra step.
48.4 ticks remaining.
Yeah, this has gotten fun to watch, Cal.
It has been back and forth. No shortage of threes from South Oldham. More of a traditional get the ball inside quarter for Great Crossing. So they're swapping 2s for 3s. That's allowed South Oldham to get back in the game. Blocked by Godfrey. Rebound Stakelin, 30 seconds to play. He's got a wide open Richardson from the right corner. Yes! Splashdown. Gage Richardson in double digits with 11. 33-30. The freshmen have come to play. All kinds of them on this roster. There is another one, but a miss. And the rebound for Stakelin, 6 seconds, 5. They've got numbers 3 on 2. Gage Richardson passes it up to Dawson. And Dawson travels with 0.8 of a second remaining.
Should have shot that ball.
Absolutely. As hot as he was.
Yeah.
Sometimes you got to have a little bit of a selfish bone.
Well, and you have to have a little bit of awareness.
Awareness of the clock.
Yeah, if he'd have shot it, if he missed, you still had a chance to get the rebound. But the extra pass caused the turnover in that situation. I'm not sure I'd let Beers
And
throw
there
it
is
up.
a deep three that's short, and your score at the half, Great Crossing 33, South Oldham 30. Highly entertaining second quarter. We will have some stats.
Well, you know, for myself, Cal, Great Crossings has come out and really answered the bell. They've not backed down from the older senior Layton team. They've done a really good job this first half of throwing a couple punches and taking a couple punches, and the fact that it's 33-30 with Marino really not playing that second quarter with 2 fouls, that's got to be fairly impressive. You got to feel pretty good if you're Coach Page in that dressing room with Marino being able to sit and not pick up that third, and you're still up.
Let's look at the stats. Great Crossing shooting 59% from the floor, 13 for 22. To offset that, they've had 13 turnovers. 7 turnovers for South Oldham, which has shot 12 for 33, 36.4%. That means they were 9 for 19 in that second quarter. They are 6 for 18 in the game from 3, so they've taken more than half their shots from beyond the arc. It has been a much different game at the other end, as Great Crossing trying to exploit some seams that they've found in the paint. The outside threat has been Gage Richardson. He is a perfect 4 for 4 from the field, 2 for 2 from 3, 11 points, 2 steals. Jeremiah Godfrey, 6 points, 5 rebounds. 5.6 rebounds for Malachi Marino, all in the first quarter. 5 points for Vince Dawson, 4 for Tyquan Stakeland, 2 for Janias Burrell. That should give you your total of 33, 8 assists on 13 made field goals. Christian Veers, 13 off the bench, 3 for 4 from 3. Cole Davis with 9, Julian Miles with 3, Joe Downs with 3, and Nathan Turo with 2 for the total of 30. Trying to see if anything else stands out. It's 23-15, Great Crossing on the boards. That's a good advantage. They've got to step that up, and again, hopefully you get Marino back in a full capacity with only you got out of that half without playing him in the second quarter. He still only got the 2 fouls, and you're up 3. So you got to feel good about that if you're Steve Page.
Oh, extremely well. Points per possession there, the .91. You'd like to see that at 1 or better. Points per shot there are 1.13 for Great Crossing. So, again, like I said, they've done extremely well, in answering this battle, playing as a very experienced South Oldham team. And, like I said, the one thing if I'm Coach Page in the locker room that I'm looking at is I want to figure out I've got to cut off penetration, because what they're doing is once the dribbler beats the first man, everybody's got to collapse, and they're just kicking the ball out. The first runner, they're making that second pass to the open 3, and they've proven they can shoot it. So, like I said, Great Crossing's got to do a better job of controlling the dribbler and forcing him to do something else with the ball versus kicking it back out.
What can you do if you're Great Crossing? You've certainly given up more uncontested threes lately. I mean, some of it's just South Oldham has settled down and been able to move the ball and find the open man. But what do you do defensively to try to limit that?
Well, it's going to sound a little bit redundant, but early in the game, they were doing a better job of stopping the penetration, so they weren't able to kick that ball back out. They've got to understand South Oldham's not penetrating to shoot the layup. They're penetrating to kick out to the 3. Remind you of the old EKU offense. Name escapes you. I can see his face, but I can't think of the coach that came in when Travis Ford left that would basically he would not shoot a layup. He'd rather you throw it back out like South Oldham's doing to shoot the 3. And they've got to understand if they can contain that ball, then they're going to take a little bit of that away from them. It would be interesting to see, and I don't know because they did not do any of this the other night. I don't know if they've got a zone trap in their arsenal being Great Crossings, but could you imagine with the length they've got with the 1-3-1 zone, if you put Dawson at the 1, Moreno's in the middle, you got the length on the wings, and then if you've got Jeremiah Godfrey running the baseline, I mean, that is impressive when you look at length to be able to manipulate how you throw the ball around. So, but I don't know if that's in Great Crossing's repertoire. I don't know if we'll see that tonight, but that's the other thing that you could do. And again, not everybody could do that against a three-point team because the zone gives up too many opportunities. But not everybody has the length that Great Crossings can put on the floor.
Yeah, I think you've hit on the biggest issue with that second quarter is the absence of Malachi Marino. I think his wingspan is such a distraction, even when you're predicated on the 3-point shot, as South Oldham is. He was very disruptive in that capacity in the first quarter. And if he can do that, stay out of foul trouble for the remainder of the game, you've got to like Great Crossing's chance to get out of here tonight with what I would consider a signature win over a senior-dominated South Oldham team.
Well, yeah, I mean, this would be, I would think, a huge feather in Great Crossing's cap if they could get out of here with this win tonight. Just from a confidence standpoint, that you can play with guys that have lettered for a couple years and go toe to toe and beat them. That's got to make your confidence soar.
This Great Crossing team will be back in action Saturday afternoon at 3:00 up at Harrison County, a neutral court game in one of those all-day type tournaments. I believe we're playing Augusta, which it's a little intersectional matchup there. So another team from far out of the region they've never played before. We'll see how that one goes. Scott County plays that afternoon as well. They will be over at LCA for their all-day event playing Greenwood, one of the favorites from the 4th region. So a couple of good boys games if you want to travel a short distance on Saturday. We've got back on the network tomorrow night Scott County girls against Frederick Douglass, and then next week wall-to-wall coverage of the Toyota Classic. Definitely with you on Wednesday, Thursday, and Saturday, and probably Friday too, depending on how the semifinals shake out with the boys. But we'll have the Franklin County Great Crossing District girls matchup. Then we'll have the Great Crossing Scott County. I believe we'll have the Battle of the Birds girls game, and we'll also have boys action from the tournament. So it's going to be fast and furious, and as we said in the pregame, it's going to be much earlier than usual. And of course, if you forgot, because we didn't have one last year, both schools play a role in hosting it now, so it's kind of evenly split as far as the venues, games going on at all times of the night, all 3 nights, and then all day Saturday. So.
And to your point earlier, Cal, about expanding it, that's what the 2 schools allow you to do. I mean, you've got you could host a tournament similar in size to what Lexington Catholic does, where you've got 16, or more teams, because you've got the facilities to do it, and you're within a reasonable driving amount.
And 2 or 3 years from now, you're going to be even a closer driving.
Yeah.
It's literally going to be one little stretch of the bypass. So it'll be a tournament that's been great for a quarter of a century and is only going to continue to grow. Some of the boys' teams looking down the list, I know Lexington Christian's going to be here, Lafayette's going to be here, Frederick Douglass, Holy Cross Covington, a couple others that not coming to my mind right away. I looked down the list today. I know the girls is loaded. It's Franklin County and Simon Kenton, along with the 2 girls teams from the county. So that's not going to be a joke. It's been a tough start for the Scott County girls, and their schedule is just brutal. If you look at the 3 teams they'll be playing there, you look at Douglass tomorrow night, then they go to the traditional bank tournament at Lexington Catholic before Christmas. So Steve Helton has put together an unforgiving schedule for the Lady Cards, who are missing Emma Price right now, senior leading scorer from last season, out with a knee injury. So he's got some younger kids that are going to have to step up, and we'll see how they do tomorrow night against the Broncos.
The good thing about that, the late, great Al McGuire used to say about freshmen getting a lot of early playing time. By tournament time, they're now sophomores.
That's right. So that's the best thing about them.
That's what you kind of hope for. You take your lumps early, and that's the benefit of Kentucky high school basketball, because it all starts over, that end of February, 1st of March. So
it's gotten hard this past 6 to 9 months to figure out what freshman and sophomore really is anymore, because you got a lot of kids have reclassified, and you're going to have a lot of 19-year-old seniors in a couple of years is what it amounts to.
And I'm not for sure that worked the way they were thinking it was going to work.
No, I
those
think
numbers were a lot bigger than what they anticipated.
I think they thought it was going to be the seniors that really, and again, I think the people that really got penalized the most by COVID were the class of 2020 seniors that didn't get a spring season, and there was no recourse for them whatsoever.
Yes.
I think of a kid like Cade McKee who lost his senior year in baseball and gets nothing. So, I mean, they're trying to do what they're trying to do, and I appreciate it. But like you said, I don't think it necessarily worked the way they wanted. But back to the game, second half. Warhawks start out with the ball. Dawson powers to the hoop, can't get it to fall.
It's a nice move, though. Good.
Long pass for South Oldham. Burrell will try to save it. Scramble goes to the Dragons, and Skierman will get called for the bump foul.
And again, nothing really good when you have to save the ball in over.
Nope, you're right about that. Sometimes you best just let it go. And
that's the defense.
Yep.
Live to fight another day.
That's the first on Skierman, first on the team, of course, this half. We were only 18 seconds in. South Oldham with the ball, trailing by 3. There's a nice steal by Carson Walls, who will take it to the hole and lay it in. A little scoop. His first 2 points of the night, make it a 5-point lead. So Carson Walls had double digits 2 nights ago, gets on the board here. There is a deep 3, way off the mark, but a good offensive rebound as the ball kind of kicked around, and Michelle came up with it. Marino again giving South Oldham trouble just being out there. There is the rainbow that goes in and out. Marino will grab the rebound just by reaching up for it.
Nice job of keeping the ball high, too.
Good body control. Skierman will get hacked out front. And it will go under the basket for Great Crossing, which leads by 5. Fouls on Kuvillian, the senior. That's his first. Team's first of the half. And Walls stepped on the line. That's happened a couple of times tonight.
Yeah, I have to know where you are. Watching Malachi down underneath, he's got to be careful. They're doing an awful lot of pushing on him. He's got to be smart enough not to push back, because second guy always gets caught.
Walls closely guarding his man King. He'll get called for the foul, as that's kind of a frustration foul after the turnover at the other end.
Yeah.
He'll pick up his first, and he will come out, and Richardson will come in. And I think that's a good move just on a couple of fronts. One, you got to keep Richardson in the game, I think, if you're Steve Page. He's been so red hot.
But then second, with Carson being frustrated, you got to get him calmed down a little bit.
He's a senior, brings a lot of heart and a lot of energy, but sometimes you get that frustration, and you need to take a moment to cool down. Ball deflected out of bounds. Will stay with the Dragons. 6.5 minutes to play. Third quarter, GC up 5. Trouble with the OB under for South Oldham, but they got it in to their man just in time, Ben Michelle. He's the leading returning scorer, and that's his first 2 points of the night. Pass was telegraphed there, but Dawson got it and was able to get it over to Skierman. Now gets it back and high off the glass. Nice pass by Ty. Nice finish by Trey. And a timeout quickly for South Oldham. 37-32, 6:10 remaining, third quarter.
That was really good ball movement for Great Crossings there.
The thing I like about Ty Skierman, he doesn't have to make a bunch of threes to make an impact on this team as he did maybe his sophomore year a couple of years ago. Even when the shots aren't falling. He hasn't really taken a lot of shots tonight, but he helps the team in so many other ways now.
Well, and for what this team has got so much talent, but what they do need is that experienced leader that can kind of get the ball moving to the right spots and help, to your point, other guys get easy baskets. I mean, the one thing you kind of learn as you get older is that assist column means more to you than what you realize as a young player.
Definitely, it gets you noticed. College coaches notice things like assists. They notice that you take charges. They notice
that you play defense,
body language, and a lot of other things. And he has become a superstar in all those areas to go along with that ability to hit that open three. Not a lot of seniors on this team, so the presence of guys like Ty and Carson is going to be important going forward as this team has a high ceiling, but their leadership's going to be crucial. Double teamed on the baseline is Davis. Now he's double teamed. He gets the ball to another man who's tied up, as Marino and Dawson were both there. It will stay with South Oldham.
Kind of feel sorry for Von Felt right there. He thought he could make a move on Dawson, but when Marino comes
he
over,
forgot about one thing.
Yeah, it's like, oh, man.
Lob inside, and again, Marino disrupts the shot at the very least and comes away with the rebound.
Yeah, can't hesitate that much.
Burrell draws the contact out front. Whistle with 5:42 remaining third quarter.
Be Davis's third, if I'm correct.
Yes, it is. That is the third on Mr. Cole Davis, who has 9 points. His coach will have to think about sitting him down. Stephen Simpson, the coach of these South Oldham Dragons. There's a steal by Davis. Bad pass. It's going to cost Great Crossing 2 there. Davis in double figures. 37-34 now. Warhawks on top.
Yeah, that pass was telegraphed.
Gage Richardson kicks it to Skierman for the open corner three. Off the rim, no good. Marino strong rebound to Burrell. 15-foot jumper. Second chance jumper is good from the baseline. Back to a 5-point lead.
That's what drive coach is crazy at, second chance shot, because your defense can't reset.
Marino's going to get you a bunch of those if you're Great Crossing over the next 4 years. Down to the 5-minute mark of this third quarter. South Oldham down 5 with the ball. Nice little spin there. Blocked off the backboard, up and down. That's either going to be a tie-up or a travel. Marino made that happen again.
Yes, he did.
It will go to Great Crossing with the possession arrow. Janias Burrell bringing it up slowly with 4:49 remaining here in the third quarter. 39-34, Great Crossing leads. Good ball movement there from Skierman to Dawson. Right elbow partially blocked. Rebounded by Michelle.
I don't think he realized he was as open. He could have been a little quicker getting that shot off. They're going to get a foul for a push.
Yeah, a little drive and kick, but before he could kick it, there was some contact. Trey Dawson going to get called for his second foul. 4:35 remaining third quarter.
Veers is back in the game.
Got to keep an eye on that man. He hit 3 from 3 and scored the Baker's dozen in the second quarter alone. Good ball movement by South Oldham to get a 3. Kind of an awkward looking one is no good, but an offensive rebound will keep it going for the Dragons. It was Cavillion, and that led to another 3. Tate Holbrook.
Now South Oldham's dropped in that 2-3 zone. There, the middle is wide open. There it is.
Kick to the corner to Richardson. Rattles it home. Gage with his third three-pointer of the night to get it back to a 5-point lead.
You really negate the effectiveness of the zone when you get the ball in the middle. They just can't react.
Baseline drive and the drop-off. Wisely kicking it out as Marino was there. Holbrook too strong with the jumper. Ball bouncing around on the floor. Holbrook recovers it. South Oldham will reset. Down 5. 3:35 remaining. Third quarter. Great Crossing has led it most of the way. South Oldham can't save it. Another turnover. Warhawks trying to build on a 5-point lead. Another lazy pass that gets picked off. You got to be careful there with the advantage that they've got. You've got things going in your corner, and you give Veers an easy layup. But quickly up Marino to Dawson.
Wow, nice look.
Beautiful turn. I don't know if it was Burrell that got it to Marino, but they atoned there, did the Warhawks. And it seems like they've been able to counterpunch every time lately.
There's that penetration again that they've got to do a better job of containment. They're just letting South Oldham have their way penetrating to the basket. That's on Gage. That's his second, if I'm right.
A lot of guys with 2. Richardson with 2. Marino with 2.
Stakeland and Gottfried back in for Great Crossings.
Yeah, they did good things throughout the first half when they were in the game.
Yeah, and this is where you just get to run those numbers.
Way too strong, but recovered his own shot. That's why they say follow your shot. Veers has got 17 on the night, cuts it back to 3. No look pass from Stakeland to Dawson, who gets it to fall.
And again, that's that middle of the zone that once you get the ball right there, it just opens up so many opportunities, especially with a guy like Trey, because he has the ability to put it in the basket with the jump shot. He can penetrate, and he's proven that he can find the open wing shooter when he got Richardson a while ago for his 3. So, again, if they're going to play that zone, they're not going to be able to leave that middle that wide open with Trey Dawson. He'll make them pay.
Punch, counter punch, but consistently the Warhawks with the answer so far tonight.
Yeah, you've got to be proud if you're from Warhawk Nation. You've got to be really proud how your guys have shown up tonight. Because
this was not a close game in the summertime. I don't know if we mentioned that on the air or not, but these two teams met in summer basketball, and it was a butt whipping.
And you can kind of see that with the experience that South Oldham's got. That learning curve for Great Crossings was a little bit bigger, but like I said, they've answered the bell tonight.
Probably not more than a minute of the game that South Oldham has led, and there's going to be a little trip on Godfrey as their feet got tangled up.
Yeah, and that's a little chip. That's a cheap foul. That's what you don't want to get.
It's only Jeremiah's first. Inside, but Marino stops that, and Dawson takes it away. He's got one-on-one. He'll get fouled and go to the line. Good foul by Nathan Turo to make him earn it the hard way, because the Warhawks have struggled, as we mentioned, from the line. They were 1 for 5 in the first half.
And this is where you've got to make them pay.
That was the first quarter. They might have even been worse than 1 for 5 as they missed another one.
Yeah,
they were 5 for 15 in the first half, and now they are 5 for 16 on the night. That's 11 points they have left on the table, and they have a 5-point lead. So jot that down in your mental notes. Dawson makes the second, 47-41.
I think I know how to start in practice tomorrow night, shooting free throws.
It's been an adventure throughout the brief history of this program from the line. There's the drive and the kick and the steal by Richardson. You just do not want to go at Malachi Marino. Godfrey tried the tomahawk jam, couldn't get it to go. That almost brought the house down. As it is, South Oldham gets a shot at the 3, but guess who blocked it? Marino.
Look up.
Dawson finds Marino. Marino will just lay it in for the and 1. In the photographer's row. And they'll have a chance to push this lead to 9 with 1:43 remaining in the third quarter. That was a wild sequence. Godfrey missed the dunk. Marino blocked a shot at the other end. Marino might have had a chance at the dunk, but smartly you had the body control to just lay it in and draw the foul. Now he'll get the chance at the 3-point play, which he cannot convert.
You know, if you're South Oldham, you felt pretty good at the start of that exchange, and because of the missed dunk, and ends up coming back to haunt you. But again, it won't show up in the stats, but Malachi just makes you think about it anytime you get close. That's a nice pull-up.
Step in baseline jumper for Holbrook. 49-43 Warhawks, 1:19 to play in the third quarter. Gage with a 25-footer.
Oh, he is feeling it tonight.
Heat check 3 for Gage Richardson, who has 17 points. 9-point lead again. Here's another 3 from South Oldham. Off the rim, no good. Marino rebound. Chance to push it to double digits. Stakeland.
There you go.
Kick it to Richardson. Richardson will draw the foul as he elected to drive the baseline instead of uncork that 3. We are under a minute, 59.3 seconds to go, third quarter. Gage Richardson shot that from well beyond the arc.
You like to see that because, again, he struggled the other night. He was 0 for 5. And
he's not struggling tonight.
No, he's not. No, he's not.
There is another bad pass that Davis will make pay in the form of an easy 2. Boy, between missed free throws and some gimme layups off of bad turnovers, this could be a blowout for the Warhawks. Instead, they're in a fight. They're up by 7. Final minute of the third quarter. Stakelin with the strong take. Strong rebound for Godfrey.
Man.
Jeremiah, 6'6". Godfrey cleans up, and boy, they've got some weapons, does this team.
Man, he just went up and owned that.
Another three-pointer for Davis is good. Davis has 17 for the Dragons, who are down 6. Final seconds of the third quarter. Stakelin will take the air out of it. Bounce pass into Dawson. Dawson, the dish to Marino, gets it blocked. You don't see that very often. Long pass up ahead. Richardson was there, but they cash in, and that was costly.
Yeah, that was costly. Man, what you got to learn right there is you got to throw that ball up. It's become a staple in the college game. When you go back to 2012 with UK and Calipari, what'd you do when you penetrated the lane? You just threw it up in the rim, and Anthony Davis came and dunked it. And that's where that pass has got to go for Malachi. You don't force him to bend over and pick that pass up, and that's something that they've got to just learn. You throw the ball up the rim and let the big guy go eat.
Missed free throws and bad turnovers.
But you're still ahead.
They're the only reason the home team isn't up 20. Third quarter stats, turnovers up to 18 for the Warhawks and 6 for 18 from the line. They are shooting 61%.
Yeah, that part you can't argue with. Like I said, they've had great ball movement tonight. People are getting looks, and they're knocking them down. The big thing is, again, you just got to stop and limit the turnovers. I didn't look at the assist count to see what they had assist wise.
14 on how many makes? 20, 22?
Yeah. You like to see that 2-to-1 assist over turnovers is what you'd like to see. So
yeah, it's too high of a turnover number for sure, and too high of a missed free throw total. South Oldham ball to start this fourth quarter. They are down 4 to the Great Crossing Warhawks. It's South Oldham's opening night, game 2 for GC. Baseline drive, head fake. And they will kick it back out for a 3, which they have done consistently all night long. Offensive rebound. Marino, too much of a matchup problem, and they will reset. Fade away, no good. Richardson, good defense, but now Burrell gets it taken away. That is a nice pass off the floor.
That is a nice play.
Found the open man, Veers, once again, who has 19 off the bench, and it's a 2-point game. Richardson traveled.
Yeah.
He had it in his mind. He was in that spot he hit from earlier, I think. Maybe zigged when he should have zagged. South Oldham with a chance to tie or go ahead with 7:17 remaining in this one. Three-pointer for the lead is short, but the rebound comes away to Davis. Davis dribbles in, stops, kicks it back out.
Good recovery there by Dawson.
The drive, stopped by Godfrey and Marino. They've got the big line up in. Blocked by Marino, taken away. One-handed rebound.
You appreciate the guts, but he was a little outmanned right there.
No, he was at a disadvantage. And now Great Crossing with the ball and the 2-point lead.
Like to see him get Vince back in the middle.
Marino, dish to Richardson. Gets fouled. That's the 6th-team foul on South Oldham. And that's the 4th foul on Davis.
Yeah, that's big.
It is big because he's got 17.
Yeah, he's
their second leading scorer tonight.
Kind of seems to be the heart and soul a little bit too.
Yeah, when he's not going, they're not going. Dawson, the drive and the shot. No good, but Godfrey with the big boy rebound and the tip in.
Yes.
I thought he might get called for offensive interference there at the cylinder.
Yeah, I'm the Oldham County South Oldham's coach was saying the same thing.
But that puts him up 4. No harm, no foul. And off of South Oldham, Godfrey with the defense there, getting it done as well. Back to Great Crossing with a 4-point lead. 6:02 remaining, 56-52. Jeremiah Godfrey is in double digits. Richardson is in double digits. Dawson in double digits.
And now Dawson goes back to the middle. So this is going to make that zone line up more like a 2-1-2. And
Godfrey lost the handle for a minute. He's double teamed. He finds Richardson. I'm going to get a timeout.
Yeah, coach got a timeout.
Probably a good spot to call it.
It's going to be a full.
Both teams will have 2 total timeouts remaining.
Think about this lineup. You've got 6'5" Vince Dawson playing the 2, 6'6" and 6'10" at the 4 and the 5. You got your shooter Richardson at the 3, and Burrell's running the point. Nice dog, man. That's pretty impressive.
Yeah,
talent out
you've
there.
got a lot you can do with that.
Oh, the matchups, I mean, you know.
And a lot of those guys you just mentioned are going to be with this program for a while. You've got to like it if you're Coach Steve Page and Matt Walls and Dudley Mattingly and Cameron Manning, and on it goes. They're building something good here, folks. Hope you can get out and see some action, but we're glad you could join us on this one. Burrell, an open 3. No. Short.
And Dawson with the putback.
I'm telling you what, the offensive glass tonight between Godfrey and Dawson and Marino getting it done, but it's been mostly Godfrey and Dawson. Marino's played very smart with the 2 fouls. There is a backdoor cut that Marino disrupted, but the offensive rebound bounces back to South Oldham, and the rainbow jumper is good for Veers.
And you almost got to ask why he doesn't start.
He's got 21 off the bench. He's cut it to 4 here. So between Veers and Davis, that's 38 of their 54. Burrell picks up the dribble. Now he gets it to Richardson. Richardson over to Burrell for 3. That could be a dagger, but he left it short. But Marino's going to get called for the push on the rebounding action. That'll be his 3rd.
Man.
I don't know. I just hate when it seems like it's a crime to be tall. And that's what that was there.
Yeah, he just reached over from the, and when I say reached over, it was his arms above the guy's
here's
shoulders.
the deal: when you're 6'10", you can reach over someone without touching them.
Yes.
That's the key. If there's a push, then there's a push, but I certainly didn't see it there. But my opinion is not what matters. South Oldham ball. There's Veers kicking it out and the travel. And if you're Veers, maybe you just want to keep it. You've got the hot hand right now. Great crossing ball, 4:46 remaining in regulation, 58-54. Burrell will slow it down just a bit.
Again, against his 2-3.
Richardson inside. Nice ball movement from Marino to Godfrey in the air and 1. Little baby hook gets it to go down. Jeremiah Godfrey with 12 points. And that's Malachi Marino passing it like a point guard at 6'10", whatever, and 3/4. Godfrey completes the 3-point play.
That's that high-low action against that 2-3. And again, you force them to do. If they come out on you, you dump it. If they don't, you got a free throw.
3-possession game with 4.5 minutes to play. Baseline drive, stepped on the baseline. It will go to great crossing. And I'm telling you, there's just so many difference makers on the defensive end. It just makes you think twice before you do something, and you commit a lot of unforced turnovers as a result.
There's 2 things you can't coach. That's height and quickness.
Yeah.
And and when you've got both, that's just advantage.
They've got it in abundance. Ticking down to the 4-minute mark in this 4th quarter. Great crossing nursing a 7-point lead. That's the biggest it's been for a while.
That's going to be touched, and I believe that,
again,
Janias,
that's another.
That's a good call.
He didn't go after it because he thought it was going to get called for a tip, but I think it was the right call. It was,
Yeah, he
now they're
reversed
over.
it.
It's getting it overruled. So
He reversed it. I thought Tony Collette had it right. I thought it went off Shanice's foot, but Great Crossings gets a break right there.
they all even out usually. And there is going to be some physical defense called on Julian Miles.
That's the freshman. So again, we're shooting free throws with 3:50 to go.
The only good news for South Oldham is the clock stops and the fact that Great Crossing has not shot free throws at a 50% clip tonight. But Dawson makes the first. He has 15 points. It's been a quiet 15, it feels like. The noise has come from Richardson and Godfrey and some others, but he has done his part, has Trey. Makes them both here. Those are huge. 9-point lead, 3:50 to go.
Yeah, that just puts a squeeze on a little bit.
If you're going to start making free throws, it might as well be now. There is a deep three, no good. Another offensive rebound for Davis. They've got more offensive rebounds than I think they should.
Oh, now who's he calling that?
Well, either Malachi or Trey. We'll see. It's on Malachi. That's going to be 4. And we'll see what Coach Page does here.
Not quite for sure about that either. I thought
Carson Wall is going to come into the game. He hasn't played much in this second half. Free throw is good. There will be another for Toro, who has 3 points on the night. 63-55, 3:37 to play. Makes them both, does Turo. 63-56, 3:35 to play.
let's clear out and let him bring it.
Burrell, top of the key, uncontested. Back rim, no good, but Dawson, strong rebound. Euro step, and good.
That's a big play right there. I'm not for sure that you want that shot from Burrell. Any other time that would be okay, but in this situation, you want to make South Oldham work a little bit more.
Corner 3 for the Dragons is good. It's Davis one more time. He's playing with 4 fouls. He gets it to a 6-point game. There's a foul on Miles again, and Richardson will shoot free throws.
Yeah. At this point, you want to.
South Oldham's going to be able to extend the game, but they're going to run into some personal foul difficulties and team foul difficulties. This is the last of the single bonus. We'll be in the double bonus after this. Gage Richardson's had a superb night. He's got a 1-on-1 opportunity here. Can't get it to roll in. 17 points for the freshman. There's a baseline drive that's no good, and they've even without the height in there, you're thinking a little hard, I think, if you're South Oldham. Dawson comes away with a rebound, and Burrell has it with 2:40 to play. Great Crossing up 6. Burrell kicks the walls for a dagger 3. Yes, sir! Carson Walls only had 2 points on the night before that. A wild shot and an attempt to answer, and there's an offensive rebound. They're going to get Godfrey.
Actually, they're giving it to Burrell.
I don't know where that came from. First free throw is good. Marino checks back in with the 4 fouls. Both free throws good. For number 34, Michael. He's been held to 4 points. 68-61. Great Crossing in front with 2:24 to play. Richardson inbounds to Trey Dawson. Dawson gets it ahead to Richardson. Marino open under the basket. Dishes to Godfrey. And he walked. They're going to get Malachi for the travel. Yeah. Debatable, but we play on. 2:15 to go. South Oldham's got to get some points in a hurry. Here's the drive and the 2.
That's Dunkel, I believe.
That is Ben Dunkel with his first field goal.
Here's where Great Crossings has got to be patient.
Under 2 minutes, and they turn it over. Burrell off his foot once again.
And here's what you learned as a young player. You need to get away from that sideline. You want to keep that ball in the middle of the floor to beat that man-to-man press. It makes it too difficult to double team if you're in the middle of the floor. Carson Walls checks back in, and Gottfried will take a seat.
Minute 39. There's a 3 to get it within 2. No good. Marino rebound. Way off as Walls tried to hit again, and that was not the time for it.
Nope. Oh.
They're going to get an offensive foul. Richardson stepped in to draw it. They're going to get Michael with his second foul. 1:23 to play. Going to have a timeout.
Great Crossings might have got a little bit of break on that one.
Yeah, that was, we saw one earlier in the game, and I think they were owed one, and they got it back there at a good time.
Yeah, Gage might have started falling before he got there.
Big, to step in as a freshman and get that charge anyway is a big play at a big point in the game.
Oh, yeah.
83 seconds remaining in regulation, 2-possession game.
And this is, like we mentioned a little bit earlier, you got your Great Crossings, you can get those threes anytime. Right now, you're really playing the minute 23 that's on the clock. I mean, you want to force South Oldham to foul you, either score a layup or get to the free throw line. You don't need to be in a hurry to shoot the 3 or to shoot that 15-foot jump shot at this point in the game.
Definitely do not want to take any more corner threes. Now we've got a whistle, and I think this is more of a warning than anything else. Burrell tied up with one of the Dragons. Kind of a physical scrum to try to deny the inbounds pass. Dawson does get it to Stakelin and gets it back. Now finds Burrell. They break through the pressure. Stakelin, corner to Richardson.
Nice
Great ball movement to Walls for the layup.
That's your layup.
Gets it to a 3-possession game again.
Layups and free throws is all you want to shoot right now if you're Great Crossings. And just play good defense. And
They're going to get a foul on the floor to stop the clock with 1:05 to play. 1-on-1 situation. It's the double bonus right now the other way. And this will be the 9th team foul on Great Crossings, so it will be a double bonus for South Oldham after this.
But if you got Veers at the line, if he shoots free throws like he shot the ball tonight, pretty much put these 2 in the books.
He has had himself a good evening. 21 points off the bench for Mr. Veers. Doesn't get that one to fall. And Marino with another rebound. He might be threatening that record that he set 2 nights ago. Richardson's going to go to the line to shoot 2.
That'll be a Dunkel.
They just wrapped him up. Enough of a play on the ball so that it wasn't an intentional foul, I guess. Try to get this to a 9-point lead with exactly a minute left. Page will call the troops over and get some words while Gage attempts the first one. He makes it. It's going to be a tough call for player of the game. It's Chick-fil-A player of the game. Gage Richardson, certainly a candidate. Trey Dawson has taken it over in the second half here. Jeremiah Godfrey's had himself a huge night.
Yeah, and don't forget about Malachi.
Malachi's been disruptive. He hasn't had a ton of points since getting in the foul trouble, but
there's a lot of things that don't show up on the stat line
he's
done tonight.
He is a difference maker out there. There is a 3. They've got to turn and fire at this point. Nothing there. Rebound came down to Richardson. Burrell up ahead to Dawson.
Yeah, and you're in no hurry to shoot the basketball.
It's time to sing na, 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 hey, hey, goodbye. Gage Richardson, back door. 21 points for the freshman off the feed from Dawson. In and out. Richardson tips the rebound to Trey Dawson. Great Crossing is going to get itself a huge win on night 2 of the regular season. South Oldham came in here, 5 senior starters. Based on summer basketball, if you put much stock in that, probably a favorite. Great Crossing starts 3 freshmen, and they have brought a couple of other key components off the bench with not a lot of varsity experience that have shown up tonight. And to close it out, Burrell at the line. Hasn't been Janias' best night. He's had teammates pick him up for sure.
And as a freshman.
Yeah, he's a second-year freshman, but a freshman nonetheless. He can't roll in the second one.
It's tough to put those back-to-backs together. That's what you have to learn.
2 and 3 nights.
Yeah, you just have to learn, how to do that. It's a process.
Another missed layup. Dawson rebound, and that's going to be it. South Oldham's going to call off the Dogs. Dawson's going to push it up the Walls. Walls is just going to stand by the bench. And your final score, Great Crossing Warhawks 74, the South Oldham Dragons 63. GC goes to 2-0, the best start in school history. They will try to pad that up at Harrison County against Augusta on Saturday. Your Chick-fil-A player of the game with a career-high 21 points and only his second varsity appearance for Great Crossing. He had a cup of coffee with Scott County last year. His freshman Gage Richardson. He had plenty of help tonight, though. We'll get some final stats.
That's a nice gesture with both teams getting together at midcourt.
You gotta love this.
Yes, you gotta love this.
This is what it's all about.
Senior Ben Michael reading that little prayer session. That was impressive. That was impressive.
I love Kentucky high school basketball for a lot of reasons. We just saw another one.
Yes. Yeah, if you're Great Crossings, Cal, you've got to be extremely proud of your bunch because, again, to your point, you're coming in with a very young team to play a veteran South Oldham team and to sit here and basically throw the first punch and never back down when they came back at you. It's just an impressive night for the young Greyhawks.
Gage Richardson was 7 for 7 from the field tonight, 4 for 4 from 3, 21 points. His team shot 59%. Trey Dawson, 7 for 10 for 18 points. Jeremiah Godfrey, 5 for 7 for 13 points. The big guns for South Oldham, Christian Veers with 21 and Cole Davis with 19. Davis fouled out late. He had 4 steals as well. 23 turnovers the Warhawks had to overcome, as well as 11 for 26 from the line, but they got better late. Managed to knock a few down. Malachi Marino, 1 rebound shy of that school record he set the other night. 7 points, 13 boards. Godfrey finished with 9 boards to go with his 13 points. Dawson had 7. Janias Burrell with the team high 4 assists. Gage Richardson also had 3 steals. Any final words, Mark, before we sign off?
No, I just enjoyed it, Cal. Good to be back watching high school basketball with people in the stands. And like I said, I think it's just going to get better. This was a really big step for Great Crossing, second game of the year to come out and play this well against a seasoned veteran team in South Oldham. And South Oldham's going to push in that 8th region. They're a good squad. I mean, they're going to beat a bunch of people.
Yeah, they are senior-led, and you win with seniors at the high school level. There's no question about it, and they will be heard from. They'll learn from their opening night defeat. But Great Crossing hooks a big fish here with a 74-63 victory. For Mark Walls, for James Scoggin, producing and shooting photos, for Brett Smith back at the office, for Mike Scoggin, for DT Wells, I am merely Cal Oak saying good night, God bless. Your final score one more time. Great Crossing 74, South Oldham 63. Good night, everybody. I never know to do handshakes.